This is a piece from Stephen E. Landsburg's More Sex is Safer Sex. This section is called an outsourcing fable. Hope you enjoy. Once there was a man who invented a new and cheaper way to analyze MRI data. Medical costs fell and more people got better care. The invention put some radiologists out of work, but even that had an upside. After a little retraining, the radiologists moved into other specialties, where their talents were much appreciated. Our inventor was hailed as a national hero, the new Thomas Edison. Oh, the radiologists grumbled, but almost everyone else recognized that you can't have progress without a bit of dislocation. Just as candle makers had once grumbled about Edison's electric light bulb, but everyone else applauded it. Soon, the famous inventor was receiving MRI data from all over the country and running it through his marvelous new analyzing machine, the workings of which were shrouded in secrecy. But one day, an investigative reporter tracked down the inventor's disgruntled former assistant and learned that the great invention was nothing more than a $600 laptop computer connected to the internet. The so-called inventor emailed data to Asia, where it was analyzed by low-paid Asian radiologists. They emailed back the reports, which he advertised as the output from his machine. The nation was outraged. The man was not an inventor at all. He was nothing but an outsourcer. And all those American radiologists out of work. New York's Senator Chuck Schumer wrote an op-ed in the New York Times bemoaning the evils of outsourcing, and using the fate of the radiologists as the prime example. Somehow, everyone managed to overlook the fact that it didn't make a bit of difference whether the MRI data was being shipped to Asia or analyzed right on the inventor's desktop. The advantages of outsourcing were exactly the same as the advantages of the mythical invention. But, in their rush to stem the evils of outsourcing, everyone lost track of those advantages. That, of course, is a fable, an adaptation of the fable written long ago by Professor James Ingram of the University of North Carolina. But the fable overlaps with reality. It is true that in the near future Asian radiologists will be able to analyze MRI data over the internet at a fraction of the current cost. And it's true that Senator Schumer has had a recent op-ed piece in the New York Times decrying that development because it will mean fewer jobs for American radiologists. Who would have expected to see a Democratic senator protesting a genuine reduction in medical costs that's good for just about everyone, except for a group of highly paid specialists who might have to retrain if they want to stay socially useful? In the same article, Senator Schumer speaks out on behalf of $150,000 a year American software engineers who face competition from Asians who can do the same job for $20,000 a year. It is a sure bet that the consumers will benefit from the competition earn on average far less than $150,000 a year. But rather than rejoice for those consumers, the senator takes his stand with a small group of highly paid professionals who would prefer to continue being highly paid, even as they continue working in an area where their skills are no longer needed. Obviously, Senator Schumer does not understand the moral of our fable. Just to spell it out for him, the moral is this: outsourcing work is, from an economic point of view, exactly the same thing as discovering a new technology. If you can ship your problems abroad and have them come back solved, that's exactly as good as feeding your problems into a new kind of machine and having solutions pop out the other end. New trading patterns, like new inventions, can require some social adjustment, but the benefits almost always outweigh the cost. If you cheer for progress, you must cheer for trade.